right, so I would like to talk about prostitution. I think we need to talk about prostitution. First of all, there should never be a child in that situation, ever, because a child should have resources that adults don't have. So a child doesn't have a reason to be in the street like an adult may have, especially to provide for a child, provide for a family. So if I see any child in the street, I'm going to have Superman, Spider-Man, somebody take this kids somewhere safe, because I don't want any kids in the street involved in prostitution. Now, as far as prostitution goes, the way I see prostitution is when you accept money for sex or you're forced to have sex, even for free. That's prostitution. So to resolve that, we've decided that we're going to have a dating service that is actually going to be overseen by a legal office. So we're going to have lawyers look over contracts that a girl or a guy may write. So a girl may write a contract saying, hey, today we're going to go to breakfast here. Then you're going to take me to this jewelry store. You're going to spend this much here. And then you're going to take me to lunch here. And then maybe we'll go to a play or dinner or some type of art theater or something like that. And you're going to, we're going to get seats at least here, or you're going to have me balcony, whatever girl you have. Maybe she's high maintenance. Maybe she has to be balcony. Maybe it has to be front row. She's going to put that in her contract. Then maybe dinner or whatever. And then at the end of the contract, she has the right to say yes or no. If she decides she wants to go to a hotel room or such, that's up to her saying yes or no. And then that's up to you saying yes or no. So you both have to say yes or no. And then she'll sign this contract on her own will, volition, and under no duress. And she will send it to our law office, and we will look it over. And we will go over it thoroughly. We will make sure that everything she wants is given to her in legal manner. And we look over the contract and it says, hey, you can't say this or that. You can't force them to have sex. Anything like that, we'll send it back to her to revise it. Okay, and then when we get it back, we will approve it if it's legally binding. She then sends this contract to the man. He signs it. Once he signs it, and we get the money for the contract, for the amenities that we provide, such as the transportation, the hotel stay, the places, the events, wherever they may go. We pay for all that, the tickets to the events and all that. All that is paid for in the contract. Now, at the end of the day, if she says yes or no, that's up to them. She is an adult. She can say yes or no to this man. Now, if she says no and there's an issue, then there is a response. We do have insurance to provide safety to make sure that she is protected. And the VIP contract, the VIP people that wish to date, it comes with security. Security has to go with them to certain places. So that's also included in the contract. So if you're a baller, you can prove you're a baller. That's good. And if you're not a baller, then hey, you can get what you can afford. That's how dating should be in legalized manner. A woman should be able to say yes or no, stipulate what she wants, put it in writing so it's in the contract. And then when our lawyers have an issue, we can always take it to court and have it enforced. And we've already had a judge look over this. We feel like it's approvable and it's legal in all manners because it is just dating in 2026. Now it's all in writing. And if you decide that you want to date her and she wants to date you and you guys want to get married, I suggest you get a prenuptial agreement so that you can say, hey, this is mine. This is what I had before we came into the relationship. He'll write, hey, this is mine. This is what I had before we came into the relationship. And then he'll write, hey, this is what we got together. And then whatever they got together will be split. Okay. And then either financially or, however they wish to split it. And then he'll get his half, she'll get her half. And then they walk away from the relationship. I do not like divorce. Neither did Moses. Neither does the Bible. But it is allowable. So it should be a last resort, especially with their kids involved. You should not think that divorce is the only option. There are other options available, such as conflict resolution. Anyway, I think that was what I wanted to talk about, is how prostitution is illegal. However, dating can be fun and legal at the same time, and that's what our law firm plans to do. And that's what we're talking about nowadays, is how to get people off the street so they can make something of themselves and they can maybe get out of that life if they wish. But some people date their whole life and never find the right guy. So that option is open to them. And that's all we do now, is just provide legal services and amenities for dates. That's it. What happens afterwards, yes or no, that's up to the male and the female, and the male and the male and the female, however they wish to mate. All right, thank you. Have a good day and good night.